Hello, everybody.
You got that? All right.
Jay stroking the microphone. It's Bobby with RLA Advisors.
And Jay.
And got a good question today. Really interesting, and it comes in a couple of different levels. So I'm gonna open it up, and I'd like you to take it from there.
Sure, yeah.
We had 2 or 3 respondents this week, and then I've actually followed up on another blog about how to refresh a relationship. Now, this came, as I said,
Like pour some water on me kind of refresh?
not quite that refreshing. I'm talking about
spritz some spray.
Make sure it's got some sort of nice scent to it. What the
You need some talcum powder?
No. In every case, hard to be serious with this guy sometimes.
I'm telling you.
In every case, the writers wanted to know if a relationship got stale, and in every case they were talking about long-term marriages, got stale, and they're not interested in leaving each other. Every one of those, I got the sense, but they wanted to know how to refresh the relationship, how to make it new and exciting again. I'm going to throw it out to you just because you didn't even know this question was coming.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is you both have to be willing to refresh the relationship, number one.
There's a good place to start.
Number two, you have to be willing to have a conversation and be authentic with each other to say that you are in a stagnant relationship, because that takes some courage to actually acknowledge that.
If there's one that thinks it's stagnant and the other thinks it's fine,
right,
there's going to be some issues there. It's a good point.
Now, with all that being said, assuming that all that's on the table, now you can actually have a full-blown conversation about what you can start doing. Now, what I say is now the creativity of it all is up to you. So, we had talked about having a bowl and putting pieces of paper wrapped up of things that you've never done before, neither one of you have done before, and each weekend or once a month or how often you ever want to do it, reach into that bowl and pull out something new. Whatever it is. It might be going to the opera. It might be going to see a concert. It might be going to see Justin Bieber. I don't know. But whatever it is, I mean, you could have some fun with that. Then if it's stale in terms of sexual, you could do the same thing. Like, try stuff that you've never tried before. Put it into a bucket, or buy one of those games at Priscilla's or Auntie Anne's or any of the adult store that you can spice things up, where you pick a card and it's like Uno or something.
Yeah.
And that's what I would say. But really, it boils down to the creativity between the two of you and having that conversation initially to acknowledge it. And now let's take it. What do we want together, right? Where can we go? Where can we take this? And where are the boundaries that we want to take it?
So in other words, you identify that white elephant that's in the room, and then everybody kind of get behind that. One of the letters did say, the emails did say that sex was an issue, that they hadn't had sex very often, and there was an issue there. So I'd like to address that, because I agree with everything you said. Then I'm going to add one thing to it. Then, consequently, or oddly enough, you had said this before. Give 100% and expect nothing. And then whatever comes your way is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in regard to a relationship that's gone without sex for a long period of time, what I took away from it was that now that they're both identifying that the relationship is out of sorts, they want to get back into it, but they're not quite sure, it's awkward and it's nervous. My concern would be take the pressure off. Just go out and have a date. Get back to that place that got you together as a couple. If sex happens, well, that's what happens in the first couple of times you date. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. You don't know.
Buy her steak.
But just because you're married doesn't mean that that's going to happen.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So try that. Take the pressure off and have a date.
I did this to my wife the other night. I went into the.
Is this G-rated?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I went into the magic bathroom. My clothes fell off. I don't know what happened.
It's weird. It's like
now,
Superman.
I know you guys are picturing me naked, and that's okay. Let me tweak it.
Superman in a phone booth.
So she's sitting here watching TV, and I came out and did the helicopter at her and said, "Hey," and she started laughing, and then we went back to the
That's a rule of my house. When the helicopter comes out, do not laugh. There's no laughing.
I think she got hit by the wind, of it all, but the point was I was like,
how fast was that thing spinning?
I can gyrate those hips, man. So the point was that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something fun and entertaining for a minute and see where it takes me. If she says I'm not in the mood, okay, well I can go put my clothes back.
But it worked for you.
It worked for me. Now it's time to do it again.
Nice. See, the pattern.
I'm interrupting Survivor, dude, with my own vine.
So, just take the pressure off, see where it goes.
Yeah.
And do something fun.
Absolutely.
Don't, just because you're married, I think that's a strange thing. Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
No.
Just have fun. Have fun. Talk.
And going back to the porn conversation we were having earlier, maybe you could leave a hustler laying around or something if you don't have kids or if it's appropriate.
As long as it's not a church night, you don't want the pastor coming over.
Right, or maybe you could actually hit the
on demand.
Yeah, the channel, with
by mistake.
It was whoops.
That's $6.99. We won't get back. Might as well watch
it and see what happens. You never know. It might spark something. Idea is be creative, have the conversation. I love the idea about date night.
Definitely relax. Don't put pressure on yourself. And this goes both ways, women and men. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you have to put pressure on yourself to do anything, to perform. Just relax. Get back to that place where you enjoyed each other every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try that.
And the thing is, I'm going to add one more thing to that, because here's the thing. We've come, if you've been in a relationship a long time or been married for a long time, you've come a long way from where you started. So you can get to the core of, you can reminisce and feel the feelings that you had when you first got together, but realize that it may not be the same way. It's new again. Mm-hmm. To me, it's treat it as new again, and you're just exploring each other for the first time, versus trying to make it feel like something, because now you're comparing.
Sound like a journey
right?
song. I get the joy of rediscovering you.
Well, the point is, it's it's just not going to be the same. So there's one thing about getting to the core why you fell in love and stuff like that, but it's a completely different thing if you're expecting to compare the relationship, the date, the sex, whatever it is to back then.
Yeah, and
right?
talk about whatever's there for you. Because if there's pressure in the relationship, if he thinks she's not interested, if she thinks that she's not as pretty as she used to be, whatever it is, just talk about it. I got to say, the older I get,
the sexier you get.
That goes without saying. But the women that are like my age, I'm a very fortunate man. It aggravates me when I hear women say, "Oh, I'm too old."
Yeah, that's crazy.
For who?
Yeah, for what?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I just had a picture of me being 95 years old and still getting it on,
Yeah, I'll be dead, but good for you. I hope this. So that's
Would
it
you be
for
like
me.
140?
It's 60.
Oh, okay.
160, yeah. So I'm Bobby.
And I'm Jay.
RLA Advisors, and we'll see you next time.
All right, take care.